No one will hear you scream. No one will hear you scream.
Oklahoma 2020 college football season. Here's a rundown of the 2020 Oklahoma Sooners college football season. Their over-year record. The 2020 team was coached by Lincoln Riley, who was in its fourth year. They played in the Big 12 Conference. Their final record was 9-2 overall, they were 6-2 in Big 12 play. They're ranked number 6 in both the coaches poll and the AP poll at the season's end. The points scored was 473 total, which was 43.0 per game, and their points allowed was 239 total, equals 21.7 per game. Their schedule and result highlights. The regular season slate included one non-conference game versus Missouri State. Some originally scheduled games, including Tennessee and Army, were canceled due to COVID-19. In Big 12 play, their two losses came against Iowa State and Kansas State. They won the Big 12 championship game, defeating Iowa State in the rematch 27-21 in Arlington, Texas. For their bowl game, they played in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on December 30th, 2020 and defeated Florida 55-20. In that Cotton Bowl, OU set or tied bowl records. 55 points, tied high. 435 rushing yards, which was a new record, and 684 total yards, which was a new record. The offensive MVPs was Ramondre Stevenson, and the defensive MVP was Trey Norwood. So here are the team and personal notes. The offensive scheme was air raid. Defensive scheme 3-4 under. Defensive coordinator Alex Grinch was in the second year. They played home games at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in Norman. The 2020 roster included players like Spencer Rattler, which is QB, Trey Brown, Theo Howard, Mikey Henderson, and others. And I predict Oklahoma would have beaten West Virginia, Tennessee, and Army. That's a solid and realistic prediction, right? Let's look at it at a matchup by matchup for your Oklahoma's season what-if games. Oklahoma versus West Virginia. The original status was canceled due to COVID-19 protocols. The prediction was Oklahoma wins. OU was red hot at the end of 2020, winning their last 8 games, including the Big 12 title and Cotton Bowl. West Virginia finished 6-4 and averaged just 26 points per game. The predicted score would be Oklahoma 38, West Virginia 20. The Oklahoma versus Tennessee. Original status canceled was to be a non-conference game in Norman. Prediction: Oklahoma wins. Tennessee finished 3-7 in the SEC, struggling offensively all year. Spencer Rattler and Ramondre Stevenson would have shredded that defense. Predicted score: Oklahoma 45, Tennessee 17. Oklahoma versus Army. Original status canceled. Army schedules a replacement opponent. Prediction: Oklahoma wins. Army went 9-3 with a strong run game but limited passing. OU's defensive line was one of the best in the nation against the run. Predicted score: Oklahoma 35, Army 14. If those games had been played and Oklahoma had won all 3, their record could have been 12-2 overall, including Big 12 title plus Cotton Bowl and possibly a top 4 playoff contender. No, they wouldn't have been there. Okay. So now Iowa State. Iowa State 2020 season. Here's a look at the 2020 Iowa State Cyclones. The season summary and record. Their final record was 9-3 overall. Their conference was Big 12 record 8-1. They're ranked number 9 in the final AP poll. The point score / allowed 395 points, total points 32.9 per game versus 257 allowed, 21.4 per game. The strength metrics: SRS 13.93, SOS 5.42. So it was one of the strongest seasons in Cyclone history, especially in the modern era under Matt Campbell. Key games and highlights. Here are some of the most notable matchups and results. Versus Louisiana, non-conference opener, they lost 14-31. At TCU, they won 37-34. Versus Oklahoma, win 37-30. In that game, Brock Purdy passed for 254 yards and Breece Hall ran for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. Versus Texas Tech, they win 31-15. Iowa State piled up 516 yards of offense in that one. Oklahoma State. At Oklahoma State, they lost 21-24, a close conference game. Versus Kansas, they win 52-22. Versus Baylor, they win 38-31. They earned a spot in the Big 12 championship game as the top seed, but lost to Oklahoma 27-21. Then in their bowl game, Iowa State won the Fiesta Bowl, defeating Oregon 34-17. The team and players. Head coach Matt Campbell. Star players. Brock Purdy, QB, efficient passer, especially in key games versus Oklahoma, etc. Breece Hall, huge workhorse, consistently putting up big rush numbers. Xavier Hutchinson, Landon Akers, among the pass-catching options. The defense was solid, helping them win close games. The 2020 roster had key contributions like Asheem Young, Jaquan Bailey, and Keen Wangwu. They would have beaten Abilene Christian, Fresno State. Iowa win against these teams, right? So, Iowa State versus Abilene Christian. Reality, game was canceled. Would have been their opener. Prediction, Iowa State wins easily. Abilene Christian FCS finished 1-5 that fall. Iowa State's offense with Breece Hall and Brock Purdy would have been unstoppable. The predicted score would be Iowa State 52, Abilene Christian 10. Iowa versus Fresno State. Not on schedule, but a hypothetical non-conference matchup. Prediction, Iowa State wins. Fresno State went 3-3 in the Mountain West under Kalen DeBoer. Their defense struggled, giving up over 30 points per game. Predicted score was Iowa State 38, Fresno State 21. Iowa State versus Louisiana actual 2020 opener. Actual result lost 14-31. Special teams breakdowns, but if they had started with easier games like Alabama, Christian, and Fresno State first, they probably would have been sharper versus Louisiana, possibly winning that one too. Not really. So if those games had been played, Iowa State won all three. Their final record could have been 11-3. I don't know why I said 12-2 overall, including the Fiesta Bowl win, and possibly a top 5 national finish. Well, close though. Very close. Novak Djokovic top 10 seasons. Ranking Novak Djokovic's top 10 seasons is tough because he has had multiple all-time years, but here's a strong results-based ranking that weighs Grand Slams, dominance, consistency, and historical impact. So number 1 is 2015. His record, 82-6. Grand Slams, he won 3: Australian Open, Wimbledon, Championships, U.S. Open. In finals, he won 15 finals, won 11, including 6 Masters. Notes, made all 4 Slam finals. Absurd consistency, arguably the greatest season ever. Number 2, 2011, record 70-6. Grand Slams, 3: Australian Open, Wimbledon, and U.S. Open. Notes, he beat Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer constantly in his 41-match win streak to start the year. And number 3, 2023, record 56-7. He won Grand Slams, won 3: Australian Open, French Open, U.S. Open. Finals, 7 titles. Notes, he became the all-time Slam leader and made all 4 Slam finals. 2016, record 65-9. Grand Slams, he won 2: Australian Open and French Open. Notes was he completed the No-Lay Slam, held all 4 majors at once across seasons. 2021 is number 5. His record was 55-7. Grand Slams, he won 3: Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon. Notes: he was one match away from calendar Grand Slam, lost in the U.S. Open final. 2012 record 75-12. Grand Slams, 1 Australian Open. Notes: insane level despite only one slam. Epic battles with Nadal. At number 7, 2018. His record 53-9. He won. Wait, whoa, no. Oh wait, yeah. No, yeah. I'm tripping. 53-9. Grand Slams, 2 Wimbledon, U.S. Open. Notes: his comeback season after injury slump, mentally one of his best. In 2020, record 41-5. Grand Slams, 1 Australian Open. Notes: it was a dominant but shortened season. Default at U.S. Open hurts ranking. At number 9, 2014, record 61-8. Grand Slams, Wimbledon, 1. Notes: return to number 1, very consistent across all surfaces. At number 10, 2019, record 57-11. Grand Slams, 1, 2 Australian Open, Wimbledon. Notes: won that legendary Wimbledon final versus Federer. Here's a quick take. Peak dominance, 2015. Breakout revolution, 2011. Longevity, greatness, 2023. So now, let's describe 2022 Djokovic. The 2022 season for Djokovic is one of the strangest and most unique years in tennis history. It wasn't his most dominant statistically, but context makes it one of the most fascinating. Overall snapshot. Titles he's won: 5 Grand Slams, 1 which was the Wimbledon Championships. He was the year-end ranking number 5. Record 41-6, very high win percentage. He won the ATP Finals, the champion at the ATP Finals. Yes. Key idea: elite level when he played, but he barely played. The chaos, limited schedule. This season was defined by off-court issues. Deported from Australia, missed the Australian Open entirely, missed U.S. Open due to U.S. entry restrictions, couldn't play many Masters events. Result: he only played 11 tournaments, way fewer than a normal season. On-court performance. When he did play, despite all that, his level was still top tier. Wimbledon dominance. Won Wimbledon, his 7th title. Beat Nick Kyrgios in the final. Extended his grass dominance. 4 straight Wimbledon titles played, 2018 through 2022. And then the late season surge. He finished the year incredibly strong. Won Tel Aviv and Astana, then dominated the ATP Finals, which was an undefeated run, by the way. Beat Casper Ruud in the final. Tied Roger Federer with 6 ATP Finals titles. He looked like the best player in the world by the end of the year. French Open. He lost in the quarterfinals of French Open, fell to Rafael Nadal, who was the eventual champion. Historical notes / legacy notes. Even in a weird year, he still reached 1,000 career wins, broke extended multiple ATP records, won a Slam plus ATP Finals, had one of the highest win percentages on the tour. How to view 2022. Not an all-time great season compared to 2011, 2015, and 2023, but it was one of the most efficient seasons ever, one of the most disrupted seasons ever, and showed his mental resilience and late-year dominance. Simply summary, 2022 Djokovic was basically part-time season, full-time dominance. When he played, he was still elite, arguably the best in the world, but external factors kept him from putting together a historic year. So that season was pretty decent.
That's why Weight Watchers members lose more weight. Real people.
What's this? Yo, what's good? It's your boy JG Tennis back with another video today. So today I am gonna be talking about my champions and BCS from my fantasy game. So you already saw my fantasy redshirt QB stories, and now it's time for me to talk about my champions. So can I tell you guys about the champions, the BCS, and the 14 playoffs in my game? So let's talk about it. Let's go ahead. World building. National champions by year, BCS era, seasons, which are title games, where there's snubs, controversies, not really. 14 playoff years, seedings, upsets, dynasties. I'm gonna tell it by the year. One iconic season? No. Or the transition from BCS to playoff. So let's talk. First, of course, I've had champions from all the way since college football began, but 2008 was kind of where to start. So let's talk. In 2008, of course, there was only 2 teams in the BCS era in the national championship. It was the number 1 team in the nation, the Homewood Patriots, who are 13-0, and they are playing against the second-ranked team in the nation, the Downtown Musketeers, who are also 13-0. Both teams were conference champions, right? The score was 42-35 to the Downtown Musketeers. It was a great game. Perfect way to start the history. A classic, clean BCS-style title game with 2 unbeaten giants. 2008 National Championship, the BCS era format. The BCS-style championship, only 2 teams, no playoff, matchup based on rankings and conference titles, right? The National Championship game. The Homewood Patriots, 13-0 versus the second-ranked team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers, who are also 13-0. Both teams undefeated, conference champions, heavyweight programs. And the final score was the Downtown Musketeers 42 and the Homewood Patriots 35. The game legacy. Started off, of course, Musketeers winning 21-7. It was a back-and-forth classic after that, and a 1-score finish. It was considered one of the best championship games of the era, the moment Downtown truly established itself as a national power, which it already was. The narrative impact. Homewood. The heartbreaking loss. The what-if season. Downtown. It was actually their first championship in years. Actually, I think first championship in years. Heartbreaking. First national championship in years, and start of what would be a championship tradition. Kind of. This feels like a foundational moment of my college football universe. And now, let's jump into 2009. In 2009, of course, it was 2 teams again. At number 1 was the Adamsville Tigers, who were 13-0, undefeated team, conference champions, versus the second-ranked defending national champs, the Downtown Musketeers, who were 12-1. And their only loss was to the Arkadelphia Arch, which they then avenged in the conference championship game against Arkadelphia. The Downtown Musketeers would win 29-26 on a game-winning field goal. The Musketeers were winning 23-10 at the half, and then 26-10 at the highest, and then Adamsville came back. But then the Musketeers scored the game-winning field goal. Another classic BCS era title. Real controversy and drama. So let's talk. 2009 National Championship BCS era. The format again is BCS championship game. Only 2 teams. The rankings. Both teams were conference championships. Decided. The national championship matchup. Number 1, Adamsville Tigers, 13-0, versus the second-ranked team in the nation, the defending champs, the Downtown Musketeers, who were 12-1. Downtown's resume. Only loss was to Arkadelphia. Avenged that loss by beating Arkadelphia in the conference championship, which was a strong late-season momentum. Game start. Downtown jumps out early. Lead reaches 26-10. Adamsville storms back, but in a tight finish, nerves everywhere. And then Downtown scored a field goal. Final score: Downtown Musketeers 29, Adamsville Tigers 26. The game-winning field goal as time expired, and it's the second straight national title for the Downtown Musketeers, back to back. Here's the legacy and debate. Adamsville, undefeated entering title game. Some fans argue they should have finished number one. Of course, we're going to be number one. Downtown, proven clutch, and the dynasty starts top. Talk begins. Arkadelphia, quietly a key part of the storyline, lost revenge, legitimizing Downtown's title shot. Historical impact. It was back-to-back titles for Downtown, reinforced belief in conference championships matter, hot at the right time teams getting in. This is exactly the kind of season that fuels arguments for expanding beyond two teams. So now what about this? And by the way, I've had this game idea even having champs from before 2009, but I'll only prefer from 2008 to now. Just to let y'all know. So starting in 2008 gives your universe modern feeling football, clear structure, BCS to playoff revolution, strong continuity with teams you've already built, Downtown, Adamsville, Magic City, and etc. So lock in. Official rule for my CFB universe: recognize national champions 2008 present. Anything before 2008 exists as background lore, not part of the official championship record. Keeps the history clean, consistent, easy to track. Timeline so far, lock in. Ready? For right now, we got 2008, the BCS era, Downtown Musketeers. They defeated the Homewood Patriots 42-35. 2009 BCS era, the Downtown Musketeers defeated the Adamsville Tigers 29-26. Downtown already looks like the early dynasty, right? Which sets up future villains, rivalries, title fatigue, push for playoff expansion. Not really rivalries or villains. So now, in 2010. In 2010, it was number one, the Wahoma Seminoles, who were 13-0, versus the Homewood Patriots, who were 12-1, and their only loss was to Magic City, who was in another conference. Both conference teams were conference champions, and Homewood won the game 17-10. So let's talk. Well, I don't know why I keep on saying let's talk. 2010 National Championships, BCS era. Format: BCS Championship game, only two teams. Selection based on rankings and conference titles. The National Championship matchup. The number one team was the Wahoma Seminoles, 13-0, versus the second-ranked team in the nation, the Homewood Patriots. Homewood resume: only lost to Magic City, won their conference championship, which they got hot late in the season. The final score: the Homewood Patriots 17, Wahoma 10. The game legacy: the defensive battle, low scoring compared to previous titles. Statement win for Homewood, first national title in this era for a while. Their redemption after the 2008 loss to Downtown. Early era patterns: 2008 to 2010. 2008 Downtown, offensive classic. 2009 Downtown, last second field goal. 2010 Homewood, defensive grit. You've already got different styles of champions, multi-power programs, a believable rotation at the top. Let's get ready for 2011. In 2011, the defending national champs was number one, the Homewood Patriots, 13-0, and they were playing against the Magic City Cardinals, whose only loss was to Homewood. And both, again, they're in different conferences. Both teams were conference champions, where Magic City would win 66-63. Oh yeah. 2011 is an all-timer in your game's history. The moment the sports change. Again, the format is the BCS Championship game. Top two teams only, both conference champions. The national championship matchup: number one team in the nation, the Homewood Patriots 13-0, versus the second-ranked team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals 12-1. Magic City's only loss was to Homewood in the regular season. The classic rematch scenario. The final score: Magic City Cardinals 66, Homewood Patriots 63. This game is legendary because it's one of the highest scoring titles games ever. An instant shootout classic, momentum swings all night. Magic City avenges their only loss of the season. The historical impact ended Homewood's chances at a repeat title, cemented Magic City as a national powerhouse, widely cited as the game that proved the BCS couldn't hold this sport anymore. Fans and media probably started screaming for a playoff, or at least more than 2 teams. So here we are so far. The BCS era so far, 2008 to 2011. Downtown over Homewood. 2008 downtown over Homewood, 42-35. 2009 downtown over Adamsville, 29-26. 2010 Homewood over Wahoma, 17-10. 2011 Magic City over Homewood, 66-63. Now, 2012. At number 1, the Magic City Cardinals, the defending national champions, who are 13-0, against the second-ranked East Endsley Bengals, who are 12-1, and their only loss was to Titusville, which they did avenge in the conference championship game. Both teams, of course, conference champions, and Magic City blew them out 42-0. 2012 feels like the peak of Magic City's early dynasty. 2012 National Championship BCS era format. BCS championship game, top 2 teams, both conference champions. National championship matchup, the number 1 team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, 13-0, versus the second-ranked team in the nation, the East Endsley Bengals, 12-1. East Endsley's only loss, Titusville. East Endsley avenged that loss in the conference championship. Final score, Magic City Cardinals 42, East Endsley 0. Why this game matters. Complete domination on the biggest stage. Magic City shows they're not just explosive 2011, but ruthless. First shutout in the title game in your modern era, 2008 to present. Narrative impact confirms Magic City as the best program of the BCS era. East Endsley gets exposed on offense despite a strong season. Starts the debate. Was anyone actually close to Magic City in 2012? So here we are. Updated BCS championship timeline. 2008, downtown over Homewood, 42-35. 2009, downtown over Adamsville, 29-26. 2010, Homewood over Wahoma, 17-10. 2011, Magic City over Homewood, 66-63. 2012, Magic City over East Endsley, 42-0. This feels like the end of the BCS golden age before chaos, controversy, or a push toward expansion. So now, 2013, the last year of the BCS. 2013 was at number 1, the Titusville Knights, who were 12-1. Their only loss was to the Adamsville Tigers, who were in another conference, of course. And at number 2, the Endsley Seahawks, who were 11-1, and their only loss was to West End. Titusville was the conference champions, and Endsley was also in the same conference, but they had to wait. Titusville beat West End, who originally was number 1 before Titusville beat them. And Adamsville didn't make their conference champ game, even with 1 loss, because Magic City had beat them and they had 0 conference losses. Endsley would win the national championship 23-16. 2013 is a classic wait your turn championship and fits the BCS chaos narrative really well. 2013 National Championship, final BCS year. Format, BCS championship game, top 2 teams. Conference champs preferred but not required. The championship matchup, the number 1 team in the nation, the Titusville Knights, 12-1. Only loss, Adamsville. Conference champions, beat West End to secure title berth. Versus number 2 Endsley, 11-1. Only loss, West End. Same conference as Titusville, did not play in conference championship game, benefited from standing chaos. In the final score, the Endsley Seahawks won 23, and Titusville Knights had 16. Why 2013 is important. The first non-conference champion to win a national title. Shows flaws in the BCS system. Endsley wins despite not playing the conference title game and having fewer wins than Titusville. The conference chaos breakdown. Titusville beats West End, wins conference. Adamsville 1 loss left out because lost to Magic City. Magic City has 0 conference losses. Endsley waits but sneaks into the title game anyway. Narrative impact. Titusville felt like the rightful team. Endsley felt like the hottest team. Fans argue, how did Endsley get in but not Adamsville? This absolutely sets the stage for public outrage, media pressure, the creation of the 4-team playoff. If you want, next weekend transition to 2014. So now, let's go to the college football playoff, the new 4-team system, everybody. So, in 2014, the 4-team playoff starts. And at first, let's see who number 1 is. And at number 1 is the Magic City Cardinals. They are 12-1. Their only loss was to the Oklahoma Seminoles, which they then avenged in the conference championship game against Oklahoma. At number 2 is Titusville Knights, who are 12-1, and their only loss was to Magic City in the regular season. Different conferences. At number 3 is the Oklahoma Seminoles, who only loss was to the Magic City Cardinals, which was in the conference championship game. And at number 4 was the Downtown Musketeers, who were 12-1, and their only loss was to Magic City. 3 out of the 4 teams are conference champions, and Oklahoma lost their conference championship game to Magic City. Oklahoma got in because they were in the top 4 for most of the year. They were even number 1 for weeks after they beat Magic City. They only dropped to number 3. Magic City beat Downtown 35-28 in the semifinal. Titusville beat Oklahoma 42-37 in the semifinal. And Magic City wins 49-42 against Titusville on a game-winning touchdown. An excellent first playoff year. Chaotic, controversial, and dramatic. Exactly how a real 14 playoff debut should feel. 2014 college football playoff first year. The format changed. The 4-team playoff is introduced. The top 4 teams selected, conference champions favored but not guaranteed. The playoff field. Number 1, Magic City Cardinals, 12-1. Only loss, Oklahoma, conference champions. Number 2, Titusville Knights, 12-1. Only loss, Magic City, conference champions. Number 3, Oklahoma, 12-1. Only loss, Magic City, conference championship. Not conference champions. Justification. Ranked top 4 all season. Former number 1 after beating Magic City head-to-head. And number 4, Downtown Musketeers, 12-1. Only loss was to Magic City and their conference champions. The semifinal results. Semifinal 1. The number 1 team in the nation, Magic City, versus the 4th-ranked team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers. The final score, Magic City 35, Downtown 28. In the semifinal 2, the 2nd-ranked team in the nation, the Titusville Knights, versus the 3rd-ranked team in the nation, the Oklahoma Seminoles. The final score, Titusville 42, Oklahoma 37. In the national championship, Magic City versus Titusville. The final score, Magic City 49, Titusville 42. The game-winning touchdown, back-and-forth shootout, confirms Magic City as the playoff era standard. Why 2014 matters? Proved the playoff format worked, validated controversial inclusion of Oklahoma, established Magic City as BCS playoff powerhouse, era-defining program. Narrative themes. Best team versus conference champion. Head-to-head results still matter. The playoff did not eliminate controversy, just moved it. This year feels like the perfect bridge from BCS chaos to playoff drama. So what about 2015? In 2015 was the defending national champs, the number 1 team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, who are 13-0 this time. At number 2 is the Downtown Musketeers, who are 13-0 as well. At number 3 is the Inslee Seahawks, who are 12-1. Their only loss was to Waddy, who's in a different conference. At number 4 was the Shays Valley Ravens, whose only loss was to Homewood, which they then avenged in the conference championship game against Homewood. Magic City would beat Shays Valley 56-21. And the Downtown Musketeers would beat the Inslee Seahawks in a thriller, 24-21. And then the Magic City Cardinals would dominate the Downtown Musketeers 63-14 in the national championship. Yep. 2015 officially becomes the peak of the Magic City dynasty. This is the year everyone in your universe points and say that team was unbeatable. 2015 college football playoff. The playoff field. Number 1 Magic City Cardinals 13-0, undefeated, clear-cut best team all season, dynasty at full power. Number 2 Downtown Musketeers 13-0, undefeated, not really survived multiple close games, but yeah, and had an elite defense. At number 3, Inslee 12-1, only loss was to Waddy, a strong late season push. At number 4, Shays Valley Ravens 12-1, only loss was to Homewood, the rising program with future legend. Yep. Semifinal results. Number 1 team, Magic City versus the 4th ranked team, Shays Valley. The final score, Magic City 56, Shays Valley 21. They had too much speed, too much depth, and Ravens clearly not ready yet. At number 2, the Downtown Musketeers versus number 3 ranked team, Inslee. The final score, Downtown 24, Inslee 21. A defensive battle, a last-minute stop seals it. Downtown escapes. National Championship, the Magic City Cardinals versus the Downtown Musketeers. The final, the Magic City Cardinals will win 63 to Downtown Musketeers' 14. It was complete domination. Game effectively over by halftime. Signature win of the playoff era. Legacy of 2015. The best single season team so far. Confirms Magic City as the gold standard. Ends any debate about number 1 versus number 2 because becomes the measuring stick for every champion after. Narrative impact. Downtown exposed on the biggest stage. Inslee still chasing the title. Shays Valley gains experience that pays off later. Perfect setup for the 2019-21 story, if you remember that, for the quarterback. You've built this perfectly. 2014 chaotic debut, 2015 absolute dominance. What about the 2015? In 2016, the number 1 team in the nation is again the 2-time defending champs, the Magic City Cardinals, who are 13-0. At number 2, the Downtown Musketeers, 12-1. Their only loss was to Magic City. At number 3, the Inslee Seahawks, who were 11-1, and their only loss was to East Inslee. At number 4, East Inslee, 12-1. Only loss was to Titusville, which they did avenge in the conference title. 3 of the 4 were conference champions. Magic City beat East Inslee 42-14. The Downtown Musketeers beat Inslee 7-3. And the Magic City Cardinals beat Downtown Musketeers 31-30. Oh, yes. Perfect. All right, so let's do this again. Number 1 team in the nation, 2016 college football playoff field. The number 1 team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, 13-0, undefeated, conference champions, the returning powerhouse from 2014 and 2015. At number 2, the Downtown Musketeers, 12-1, only loss was to Magic City, their conference champions, elite defense, and close wins all season. At number 3, the Inslee Seahawks, 11-1. Only loss was to East Inslee. I don't know why it says conference champions, but they're in the same conference as East Inslee. Now you could say that I could have put Inslee at 4 and East Inslee at 3, but yeah, it was a little weird. At number 4, the East Inslee Bengals, 12-1. Only loss was to Titusville, who were conference champions. Semifinal results. At number 1, the Magic City Cardinals versus the 4th ranked team, East Inslee Bengals. Rematch from the championship from 4 years ago. The final score, the Magic City Cardinals would win 42 to East Inslee's 14. It was smooth, controlled victory, showed championship experience when it mattered. At number 2, the Downtown Musketeers versus the 3rd ranked Inslee. Final score, Downtown 7, Inslee 3. It was a defensive slugfest. Nobody scored until the 4th quarter. One of the lowest scoring playoff games in my universe. And the Downtown survives, but barely. The national championship. The Magic City Cardinals versus the Downtown Musketeers. The final. Magic City 31, Downtown 30. It was a heart stopper. Game came down to the final possession. Magic City narrowly escaped, cementing reputation for clutch performance and never count them out, the dynasty narrative. The legacy of 2016. Magic City still champions, but vulnerably exposed. Downtown earns respect, closest any team has came to toppling Magic City since 2015. Inslee's programs gain experience for future playoff runs, sets the stage for 2017 and 19 rise of other programs. Shays Valley eventually taking the crown in 2020 and 2021. This year is perfect for building tension in your universe. Magic City's dynasty is still alive, but the myth of invincibility is slightly cracked. Downtown poised to be a consistent rival. Inslee and other programs see pathways to greatness. In 2017, it was all normal again. All conference champions. Number 1, the Downtown Musketeers this time, 13-0. The Magic City Cardinals at number 2, 12-1. Only loss was to Downtown. At number 3, the Homewood Patriots, back in the mix, 12-1. Only loss was to Downtown. At number 4 was the Titusville Knights, who were 12-1. Their only loss was early on against the Kingston Raiders, and the Kingston Raiders were in the same conference as the Downtown Musketeers, where the Downtown Musketeers beat Kingston Raiders in the conference championship. Downtown Musketeers would beat Titusville 49-17. The Magic City Cardinals would beat Homewood 52-24. And the Downtown Musketeers would win the championship 28-25 against Magic City on a game-winning field goal. Wow. The 2017 College Football Playoff. Number 1 team, Downtown Musketeers, 13-0. Undefeated conference champions, beat Magic City in the regular season. Number 2, the second-ranked team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, 12-1. Their only loss was to Downtown, the conference champions, returning powerhouse from the previous 3 years. At number 3, the Homewood Patriots, 12-1. Only loss was to Downtown and the conference champions. At number 4, the Titusville Knights, 12-1. Only loss was to Kingston Raiders and their conference champions. So the results. Number 1 team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers versus the 4th-ranked team in the nation, the Titusville Knights. This was the second semifinal, actually, but we'll go with the flow. The final score was Downtown 49, Titusville 17. Dominant performance, no real suspense. Downtown showing why they earned number 1. Number 2 ranked team in the nation, Magic City Cardinals versus the number 3 ranked team, the Homewood Patriots. The final score, Magic City 52, Homewood 24. The offense was clicking and Magic City cruised into the championship. National Championship, Downtown versus Magic City. Final, Downtown 28, Magic City 25. It was a close, nail-biting finish. Downtown cements their first modern era championship. Marks decline of Magic City's dominance, though still elite. Magic City's dynasty continues in reputation, but the torch begins to shift. The legacy of 2017. Downtown emerges as the new top program. Magic City is still elite but vulnerable. Close championship game adds drama to the playoff era. Sets up a series of intense rivalries between Downtown versus Magic City, Downtown versus Homewood, and Downtown versus top titans of the top conferences. At this point, my playoff era timeline looks like this. 2014, Magic City beat Titusville 49-42. 2015, Magic City beats Downtown 63-14. 2016, Magic City beats Downtown 31-30. In 2017, Downtown beats Magic City 28-25. So now we got some more. Bear with me, guys. There's a lot. It's a lot. In 2018, the number 1 team is the Downtown Musketeers again, the defending national champs, 13-0. And they're playing, and the number 2 team is again Magic City, who was 12-1. Their only loss was to the Downtown Musketeers. At number 3 was the Inslee Seahawks, who were 12-1. Their only loss was to the Downtown Musketeers. And at number 4 was the Homewood Patriots, who were 12-1. Their only loss was to the Downtown. Wait, what? Was to Magic City? Or was it? Yeah, Downtown. Downtown beats Homewood 42-17, and Magic City wins 42-25 against Inslee. Downtown then dominates the Magic City 54-13 in the championship. 2018 is Downtown cementing their dynasty after narrowly edging Magic City in 2017. This is the year they go from new champions to untouchable elite program. The 2018 college football playoff field. The number one team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers, 13-0, undefeated, conference champions, beat all top rivals during the season. 2. The second-ranked team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, 12-1, only loss was to Downtown, the conference champions and returning powerhouse. Number 3. The number 3 team in the nation, Inslee Seahawks, who are 12-1. Their only loss was to the Downtown Musketeers. They're also conference champions. And number 4, the fourth-ranked team in the nation, the Homewood Patriots, 12-1. Their only loss was to Downtown, and they're conference champions. Semifinal results: the number 1 team in the nation, Downtown, versus the fourth-ranked team in the nation, Homewood. The final score: Downtown 42, Homewood 17. Downtown dominates. No suspense. Shows their championship readiness. The second-ranked team in the nation, Magic City Cardinals, versus the third-ranked team in the nation, Inslee. The final score: Magic City 42, Inslee 25. Magic City overcomes Inslee comfortably. Sets up a rematch of last year's championship. The national championship. Downtown versus Magic City. Once again, the final. Downtown 54, Magic City 13. Statement game. No doubt, Downtown is the best team in the country. Explosive offense plus elite defense. Magic City clearly second, but still respected. The legacy of 2018. Downtown builds dynasty momentum. Back-to-back dominant championships. 2017 close, 2018 blow. Magic City forced to retool and reload. Set stage for Shays Valley, West End, and Inslee rising stars in the following years. At this point, the playoff era is emerging. Magic City 2014 to 16 dominance Magic City. Downtown 2017, 2018 rise and dynasty. Other programs: Inslee, West End, Shays Valley, Homewood, chasing, preparing for future glory. Now, if you remember the West End QB and Shays Valley stories, you'll know kind of some of these years. So now let's get to 2019. The number 1 team in the nation, the Downtown Musketeers, again, 2-time defending champs, 13-0. And the second-ranked team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, who are 12-1. Their only loss to Downtown. At number 3 is the Titusville Knights, who are 12-1. Their only loss was to Inslee, which they avenged. At number 4, the Shays Valley Ravens, who are 12-1. Their only loss was to Vestavia. Shays Valley beats Downtown 38-31. Magic City beats Titusville 35-24. And Shays Valley would win the championship 34-31 against Magic City. The 2019 is the perfect breakout year from Shays Valley. So let's look. 2019 college football playoff, the playoff field. The number 1 team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers, 13-0, undefeated conference champions. 2, second-ranked team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, 12-1, only loss was to the Downtown Musketeers, and their conference champions. Number 3, the number 3 team in the nation, the Titusville Knights, 12-1, only loss was to Inslee, their conference champions, and avenged loss before the playoffs. 4, the fourth-ranked team in the nation, the Shays Valley Ravens, who are 12-1, their only loss to Vestavia, and they won the conference championship. Semifinal results. The fourth-ranked team in the nation, the Shays Valley Ravens, versus the first team, the best team in the nation is Downtown Musketeers. The final score was Shays Valley 38, Downtown 31. It was a massive upset. The future star QB shows early playoff poise. Downtown's dynasty faces their first real crack. Second-ranked team in the nation, the Magic City Cardinals, versus the third-ranked team in the nation, the Titusville Knights. The final score: Magic City 35, Titusville 24. Magic City avoids upset, sets up rematch of top programs. National Championship: Shays Valley versus Magic City. The final score: Shays Valley 34, Magic City 31. Close thriller: Shays Valley wins first national title in modern era, marks the passing of the torch from Downtown Magic City dominance to rising programs. Signature moment for QB who have been for its QB who's been there since 2015. Legacy of 2019: Shays Valley's first modern era championship Downtown dynasty interrupted. Magic City still elite but no longer unbeatable. Set stage for 2020 Heisman finalist season for Weston QB. Weston versus Inslee rivalries and the rise of new dynasties. So let's look at the timeline update for the playoff era champions 2014 and 2019. 2014, Magic City beat Titusville 49-42. 2015, Magic City beat Downtown 63-14. 2016, Magic City beat Downtown 31-30. 2017, Downtown beat Magic City 28-25. 2018, Downtown beat Magic City 54-13. And 2019, Shays Valley beat Magic City 34-31. So now, let's get ready for one of the best, how things change. So 2020, of course, was COVID year, right? And in 2020 COVID year, we had to start later in the year. And I'll continue it. I'm going to continue it. And it's saved, right? Everything is saved, right? Everything saved from 2008 to 2020 COVID year setup. The official college football universe, 2008 to 2020. In the BCS era, in 2008, Downtown Musketeers 42, Homewood Patriots 35. 2009, Downtown Musketeers 29, Adamsville Tigers 26. 2010, Homewood Patriots 17, Wahoma 10. 2011, Magic City Cardinals 66, Homewood Patriots 63. 2012, Magic City Cardinals 42, East Inslee 0. 2013, Inslee 23, Titusville 16. 14 playoff era. 2014, champion was Magic City. The runner-up, Titusville. Magic City down in the semifinal matchups. Magic City downs Downtown 35-28. Titusville downs Wahoma 42-37. And Magic City beat Titusville. The first playoff year, Wahoma controversial inclusion. 2015, Magic City champion, Downtown runner-up. Magic City beats Shays Valley 56-21. Downtown beats Inslee 24-21. It was Magic City Dynasty peak. 2016, Magic City was champion against Downtown Musketeers, who were runner-up. Magic City beat East Inslee 42-14, and Downtown beat Inslee 7-3. It was a narrow championship, exposed vulnerability. In 2017, Downtown won the championship. Magic City was runner-up. Downtown beat Titusville 49-17. Magic City beat Homewood 52-24. Downtown rises. A torch passes from Magic City. In 2018, Downtown beats Magic City. Downtown beats Homewood 42-17. Magic City beats Inslee 42-25. Downtown dominance cemented. In 2019, Shays Valley beat Magic City. Shays Valley won 38-31 against Downtown, and Magic City won 35-24 against Titusville. This is when Shays Valley rises to their first modern era title. Here are some key storylines that are also saved. Weston QB was back up from 2015 to 2018. 2017, then 2018 he was a starter. 2018 and 2019 he had pretty good okay years, but a starter in 2020. It got them to a 10-win season and a bowl win, and then went to the draft. Weston was not undefeated, 15-0 national champions in 2021, second Heisman voter in traffic. Shays Valley QB, he was the backup from 2015 to 2019. He was a starter in 2020, and I don't know why it says wins first modern champion. He leads them to the Heisman, but yeah, we'll get to it. All right. After that, I will be right back. I'm finna go get some water, and then we'll continue. Everything is stored and ready for when you continue your 2020 COVID year, right? When I come back, we can pick up exactly where I left off and continue building the pandemic shortened. It wasn't really pandemic shortened. 2020 season, the highs and races, and playoff chaos, maybe. But we'll get to it. So I'm gonna go get some water real quick, and we'll get to it. Let's go. Alright, we're back. In 2020, COVID had came and hit everyone. But sports has to go on, man. You can't go a year without a champion, so we had to start the season late. Now, I don't know why I said in September. There was a full season, by the way, not a shortened one, and we ended in February. So here's what it said at first. 2020 COVID season. COVID hit nationwide. Season started late in December. Full season, not shortened. Season ended in February. Championship was still crowned, no skip year. That actually makes 2020 feel realistic and gritty. Late start, fatigue, heavy schedule, momentum mattered more than preseason hype. Perfect setup for unexpected runs, Heisman chaos, and legacy-defining moments. But let's look. Oops, meant September, not December. All good, corrected, and saved. The official 2020 COVID season record for your universe. Season start, September, delayed but not extremely late. Season length, full season, no shortening. Season end, February. Champion crowned despite COVID disruptions. So this actually lines up perfectly with the realism of your timeline. Delayed kickoff, full grind of a season, February championship like the real life COVID year makes the accomplishments of 2020 players even more impressive. So let's go. At number 1 in the playoffs was the Downtown Musketeers, 13-0. At number 2 was the Magic City Cardinals, who are also 13-0. At number 3 was the Inslee Seahawks, who are 12-1. Their only loss was to the West End Panthers. And number 4 was the defending champs, the Shades Valley Ravens, with their new quarterback, who was the Heisman Trophy winner, which we'll get into on another story, the Heisman winners. And their only loss was to the Downtown Musketeers. The Downtown Musketeers won 45-42 against the Shades Valley Ravens. The Magic City Cardinals would win 42-35 against the Inslee Seahawks. And the Downtown Musketeers would win 27-21 on a game-winning touchdown against the Magic City Cardinals in the championship. 2020 is now officially locked in onto the universe. 2020 college football playoff, COVID season. COVID delays starting in September. It was the full season. Championship finished in February. No excuses. Legends were made. The final playoff ranks. Downtown Musketeers 13-0. 2. Magic City Cardinals 13-0. 3. Inslee 12-1. Only lost to West End. 4. Shades Valley Ravens 12-1. Only lost to Downtown. Downtown, number 1 team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers versus the Shades Valley Ravens, who are 4th ranked. A rematch. Downtown wins 45-42. It was an instant classic. Shades Valley pushes Downtown to the brink. It confirms that Shades Valley as a true power, not a fluke. Then the 2nd-ranked team in the nation, Magic City Cardinals versus the 3rd-ranked team, the Inslee Seahawks. Magic City wins 42-35. Tight physical game. Magic City's experience shows late. And in the Downtown National Championship, Downtown versus Magic City once again, the final. Downtown wins 27, Magic City 21. A game-winning touchdown, defensive tense finish. Downtown proves 2017-2018 was no accident. COVID season champion carries extra weight. Here was the legacy of 2020. Downtown wins another title. Dynasty solidified. Magic City still elite, but now firmly second to Downtown. Inslee continues knocking on the door. Shades Valley confirms they belong on the biggest stage. It's also bridged into West End QB's legendary 2020 season. Shades Valley's continued dominance afterward. 2021 becoming a legacy-defining year. When you're ready, we can do 2021. We're going to break it down. So now 2021, after COVID year, everything is back to normal, starts in August. And again, we have the defending champs who are 13-0, the Downtown Musketeers. At number 2, again, the Magic City Cardinals are 13-0. And this time we have, look at this, a third 13-0 team, the Shays Valley Ravens, with the quarterback, the last year's Heisman Trophy winner. And the fourth ranked team was the Titusville Knights, who were 12-1. Now the thing was, their only loss was to Inslee, which they then avenged in the conference championship game. Downtown Musketeers beat the Titusville Knights 41-38. The Shays Valley Ravens beat the Magic City Cardinals 38-31. And then the Shays Valley Ravens beat the Downtown Musketeers 45-38. 2021 College Football Playoff field. Number 1 team in the nation, the Downtown Musketeers, 13-0. 2, the second-ranked team in the nation, Magic City Cardinals, 13-0. 3, the third-ranked team in the nation, the Shays Valley Ravens, 13-0. 4, the fourth-ranked team in the nation, the Titusville Knights, 12-1. Only loss was to Inslee, avenged loss in conference championship. 3 undefeated teams in the playoff, all-time great season. Semifinal results. Number 1 Downtown versus number 4 Titusville. Downtown wins 41-38. A back and forth thriller. Titusville proves they belong. Downtown survives late. Number 3 Shays Valley versus number 2 Magic City. Shays Valley wins 38-31. It was a statement win. Confirms Shays Valley as the most dangerous team in the country. Magic City's title hopes end again. National Championship. Shays Valley versus Downtown. The final. Shays Valley 45, Downtown 38. An instant classic. Offensive showcase. Shays Valley completes undefeated 15-0 season and confirms basically a new dynasty. Legacy of 2021. Shays Valley, undefeated national champions. Best team of the playoff era since 2015 Magic City. Validates 2019 title and 2020. Validates 2019 title and 2021 and 2020 to 2021 dominance. Downtown still elite, falls just short in a legendary matchup. Magic City, still powerful but no longer the top dog. Titusville, heartbreaking semifinal loss, one of the toughest teams in the country. So now the playoff champion timeline, 2014-21. 2014, Magic City. 2015, Magic City. 2016, Magic City. 2017, Downtown. 2018, Downtown. 2019, Shays Valley. 2020, Downtown. 2021, Shays Valley. This perfectly matches your Shays Valley QB legend. Backups in 2015, waits his turn, comes back instead of going number 1, goes 15-0 and wins it all. You want to do Heisman winners? Well, I think there's another season we got to talk about. 2022 was a crazy year for the playoffs. Oh yeah, we already know. It's about to be absolute chaos. Is Magic City Dynasty over? Downtown is still elite but vulnerable. Shays Valley is the standard and everyone is chasing that throne. Well, let's go. At number 1, the Downtown Musketeers, 13-0, with the best defense of all time. At number 2, the Adamsville Tigers, 12-1. Their only loss was to the Downtown Musketeers, which was at the beginning of the season. Adamsville would win 12 straight games. At number 3, the defending champs, the Shays Valley Ravens, lost a lot of power. Team's a little young, but we're still pretty good. 12-1, and their only loss was to Magic City. And at number 4 is the Magic City Cardinals, who are 11-1, have one of the best offenses of all time, and their only loss was to Adamsville at the end of the year. So 2022, college football playoff field. The number 1 team in the nation, the Downtown Musketeers, 13-0, undefeated, clear-cut number 1, still the measuring stick. Number 2, Adamsville Tigers, 12-1, only lost to Downtown, huge bounce-back season. Finally breaks into the playoff picture in the modern era. Number 3, team in the nation, the Shays Valley Ravens, 12-1. Only loss was to the Magic City, their defending champs, recent dynasty. Committee clearly respects the resume. plus eye test. Magic City Cardinals, 11-1. Only loss was to Adamsville. Did not play a conference championship. You're guessing? Yeah, they didn't. Gets in anyway. Instant controversy. Why 2022 is crazy. First playoff team with an 11-1 team over other 12-1 contenders. Chase Valley and Magic City both in despite losing to each other, and Adamsville feels like reputation mattered. Racing championships matter. Fans ordering house Magic City in with you. So let's talk about why that season was crazy. So Chase Valley was the number 1 team for most of the year. They were the defending champs and then lost to Magic City in a thriller in the regular season. Magic City was the best team by far in college football, one of the best offenses of all time, and the best player in college football, which is their quarterback. The Musketeers were on the way to have the greatest defense in the college football history. Adamsville, no one expected them to get to the playoffs. They lost at the beginning of the year to Downtown, then won 12 straight games. That context is exactly why 2022 feels legendary. This isn't just crazy, it's one of those seasons where every playoff team had a real argument. 2022, the season nobody agreed on. Chase Valley Ravens, defending national champions, number 1 team for most of the season, loaded roster, championship pedigree, only loss was to the Magic City Cardinals in an instant classic thriller. Narrative, they lost once, but to the best offense anyone's ever seen. People felt they earned playoff respect. Falling to number 3 felt harsh, but understandable. The Magic City Cardinals, by far the best offense in college football, probably the best single player the sport has ever seen. Only lost Adamsville. Didn't play as many games, but when they played, absolute domination. Narrative, if you want the best 4 teams, Magic City has to be in. Yep. This is the teams fans fear. Score in seconds, never out of a game. One mistake could cost you everything. The Downtown Musketeers, 13-0. Historically great defense. Legit argument for best defense ever. Beat Adamsville early. Quietly methodical all season. Narrative, they don't wow you, they suffocate you. This is the team nobody wants to play late. Adamsville's Tigers, the shock of the season. Lost early to Downtown, then rattled off 12 straight wins. Earned every inch of respect. Narrative, they weren't supposed to be here, but now they won't go away. They became America's favorite underdog. The dangerous hot team nobody wants in the semis. Why the committee was cooked. You had the best defense ever, Downtown, the best offense ever, Magic City, the defending champs, Chase Valley, and the hottest team in the country, Adamsville. There was no wrong top 4, only angry fan bases. This is one of those years where any champion is validated, any semi-final loss hurts forever, the debates never die. Now we gotta see. Go semi-final with full drum, reveal the big upset first, or explain the controversial seeding logic before kickoff. So Adamsville would beat Chase Valley 23-16 in overtime in a thriller. And the Magic City Cardinals would beat the Downtown Musketeers 56-49 against the greatest defense ever. Think about that. Magic City would then win the national championship 51-49 against Adamsville. Yeah, in the championship game. 2022 is now officially one of the wildest playoff years in my entire universe. 2022 college football playoff, the best offense versus everybody. Final playoff seeds. Downtown Musketeers, 13-0, greatest defense ever. Number 2, Adamsville Tigers, 12-1, unexpected 12-game win streak. Number 3, Chase Valley Ravens, 12-1, defending champs. 4, Magic City Cardinals, 11-1, best offense and best player in the sport. Semifinals. Number 2 team in the nation, the Adamsville Tigers versus the number 3 team in the nation, Chase Valley. Adamsville wins 23-16. Defensive, physical game. Adamsville proves they belong in Chase Valley's title defense, and the Cinderella story officially real. At number 4, the Magic City Cardinals versus the number 1 team in the nation, Downtown Musketeers. Magic City wins 56-49, an instant classic. The best offense ever versus the best defense era. Magic City finally breaks downtown's historic defense, one of the greatest playoff games ever played. Then the national championship. The final. Magic City wins 51 to Adamsville's 49. An all-time classic. It says back and forth until the final seconds. It was actually a comeback. Well, it was back and forth during the first half, and then it was a comeback. Adamsville nearly completes the miracle run, but Magic City's generational offense proves unstoppable. The legacy of 2022. Magic City reclaims the throne, wins a title with arguably the greatest offense ever. Best player in college football cements legend status. Adamsville, one of the greatest underdog runs ever, from early loss to national title game thriller, earns permanent respect. Downtown, defense finally cracked, but only by a historic offense. Shays Valley, defending champs fall, but dynasty reputation intact. So let's go with the playoff champions timeline 2014-2022. 2014 Magic City, 2015 Magic City, 2016 Magic City, 2017 Downtown, 2018 Downtown, 2019 Shays Valley, 2020 Downtown, 2021 Shays Valley, and 2022 Magic City. 2022 is one of those seasons fans will argue about forever. Well, that is my video for today. I know it seems very long. It's going to be a very, 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 very good video to post. Can't wait to post it in about an hour or so. So, it's been your boy, JG Tennis, and peace out.